All right, if you operate the Airbus A310, this is for you. A new airworthiness directive is coming down the pipe, and it's going to impact your entire fleet. So in this briefing, we're going to break down exactly what you need to know and, more importantly, what you need to do about it. Here's how we're going to tackle this. First, we'll get right into the new directive itself. Then, we'll dig into the root cause, why this is actually happening. From there, we'll look at the impacts across your operation, lock down the key dates you can't miss, and wrap it all up with a clear action plan to keep you ahead of the game. Okay, so first things first, let's get right to the heart of this alert. EASA has put out a new proposed airworthiness directive, and yeah, it affects the entire A310 fleet. Go ahead and circle September 16th, 2025 on your calendar. That's when EASA issued this proposed airworthiness directive number 25-145. And just so we're clear, this isn't some friendly recommendation. This is a mandate in the works, and it's going to require changes to the maintenance program for every single A310 out there. So what's the bottom line here? What do you actually have to do? Well, in short, your current aircraft maintenance program has to be amended, period. The change involves incorporating some new updates from the airworthiness limitations section with a real sharp focus on what are called damage-tolerant ALIs. So that's the what. But what about the why? Why is this all happening right now? Well, it all really boils down to an evolution in how we ensure the long-term structural health of the A310. And this little comparison right here tells the whole story. We're moving away from maintenance tasks that were based on older, maybe less precise structural analysis. This new standard, Revision 4, Variation 4.1, is just way more refined. We're talking updated inspection methods, new locations to check, tweaked intervals. It's all designed to catch potential problems way, way earlier. And for anyone who needs a quick refresher, DTALIs are absolutely not optional. These are the mandatory, scheduled inspections that really form the backbone of your structural maintenance program. Their whole reason for being is to find stuff like fatigue or corrosion long before it ever has a chance to become a critical safety issue. There's a line from the directive's background info that really hits the nail on the head. The big worry here is that the old inspection schedules could let some slow, sneaky damage progression slip through the cracks. So this update? It's all about proactively closing that potential gap and beefing up those safety margins before an issue can even develop. You might think this is just a technical update for the engineers, but the reality is it sends ripples across your entire operation. This isn't just a task for one department. It really touches several key teams. For your camo and engineering folks, the job is pretty clear. Get that AMP amended. But for safety management, this is a golden opportunity to bake these higher standards right into your SMS. And then you've got your commercial and leasing teams. They need to be looking at contracts and leases. The point is, everybody has a part to play to make sure this gets done right. All right, let's talk about timing, because there are some key dates here you absolutely cannot afford to miss. This covers both the time you have to give feedback and, of course, the final deadline for compliance. Okay, let's just walk through the timeline. The clock started ticking on September 16th when the proposal first dropped. Now, you have until October 14th to get any feedback or comments submitted. After that, EASA publishes the final directive, and that is when the real compliance countdown begins. And here's the number you need to burn into your brain: 6 months. Once that final AD becomes effective, you have a 6-month window to get your aircraft maintenance program formally amended. Now, that might sound like a lot of time, but trust me, with technical reviews, documentation, and regulatory approvals, that window is going to slam shut faster than you think. You really, really need to start planning for this now. Okay, so we know the what and the when. What about the how? What are the actual concrete steps your organization needs to be taking right now to get ready for this and make sure it all goes smoothly? Let's break it down into a simple 4-step plan. Step 1, review. Get your hands on the actual source document and have your technical teams really dig deep. Step 2, comment. If you've got something to say to EASA, now is the time, but get it submitted before that deadline. Step 3, plan. And I mean it. Don't wait for the final rule. Start mapping out your amendment process today. And finally, step 4, execute. Get those changes implemented and leave yourself plenty of breathing room inside that 6-month window. And hey, if you are going to submit comments, this is the critical info you'll need. Make sure you reference PAD 25145 directly. Send it to this specific email address. That's asds@easa.europa.eu. And one last time, Get it in before that October 14th deadline.
You know, when you boil it all down, this directive is more than just a procedural update for one specific airframe. It's really a signal of the proactive, constantly evolving nature of aviation safety standards. And it leaves all of us with a pretty important question to think about. Is your maintenance program just built for today's compliance, or is it truly ready for the future of airworthiness?